Hey, good morning to my family and my friends that are on Facebook, social media. How are you guys doing on this wonderful, wonderful, wonderful Monday? There has been a lot that has been going on in the news, and I wanted to jump on. I got on last week and wanted to give you guys an update because for those of you that know Tab or have been following any of my social media posts, you know that I am a military brat, and I also love traveling. Like the COVID virus has shut down my way of life. I'm an airplane girl. I love to get in an airplane. I have this theory and this belief and this philosophy that if a road trip is over 3 hours, you're supposed to be in an airplane. So I have been missing doing my traveling. Hey, good morning, Lamont. But I wanted to be productive today in the midst of everything going on and try to give you guys some information that is useful for each and every one of us. And I want to take you through some traveling states. I am not going to be on long. Guys, you know that this is the season where voting time is up. This is election time. It's election season. And I don't want you to miss the deadline. So I'm going to take you through my little journey. But first, I'm going to start with Georgia because that's where I live at, right? So in the state of Georgia, if you are not registered to vote, I need you to go on the website. The website is GoVoteGA, which is for Georgia.org. Good morning again, Lamont, and good morning, Ingram. So the location where you go to register to vote, I need you guys to do this, is GoVoteGA.org. This is how we make our voices count. Now, here's the tricky thing. I told you guys when I was on the other week that you can actually go online and you can scan an absentee ballot. You can request to have an absentee ballot sent to you. But here's the tricky thing. I called this morning because on this absentee ballot form, there's not an email address. So how would I know where to scan it to or where to mail it to? Because there's actually not a mailing address on here either. So for my government officials in Georgia, it would be really helpful if you would add this to the form. But what I did is I called the number. Good morning, James. I called the number to the county that I live in, which is DeKalb County. And they gave me the email address, which was so awesome. But the lady also gave me some useful information. So for Georgia, the date that we vote is June the 9th. So I have my little form that came in the mail. It is June the 9th. However, good morning, Ronnie. What the lady said to me when she answered my call, she said, it takes us about 3 to 4 days to mail the ballot to you. So if that's the case, guys, and the voting date is on June the 9th, we really have until about Wednesday, Thursday at the very, very latest. It's pushing it if you request that absentee ballot and scan it over on Thursday that you will get your form in time. So I really need you guys to not only know the date of the election, but you need to know the deadlines and the turnaround time for your particular state so that you get your form in time so that you can vote. And I want to take you through some little travel because I realize that I am so fortunate. I have people that will be watching this from all over, and some of you guys are in different states. I want you to start shouting out your state because what I also found is another website. This other website is RockTheVote.org. It's called Rock, R-O-C-K, like a rock that you throw. Well, don't throw a rock, especially right now. Don't throw a rock. Please don't throw a rock. RockTheVote.org. And that particular website, you can pull it up by state and find out when the election dates are that's coming up in your state. And you can find out how you get your absentee ballot. And you also find out the deadline of when you can get that ballot. Now, be mindful again that some states, for Georgia at least, it's a 3 to 4 day turnaround. So that website again is rockthevote.org, where you can pull up your individual states. So I started doing some research really quickly in case you're in any of these states. I'm gonna give you some information up front. If you're in a different state, good morning, Lincoln. If you put it in, I'll give it to you right here. So Montana, now y'all don't judge me. I told y'all I am originally born and raised in Great Falls, Montana. The air there is crispy. If you can imagine the coldest day that you've ever experienced, you go outside, you have a peppermint in your mouth, and you just Taking that air. Oh, baby, you have never tasted and smelled and experienced clean air unless you're in the mountains of Montana. It is a beautiful experience. So in Montana, their date to vote is June the 2nd. So that is tomorrow. The deadline, hey Dale, good morning. The deadline, if you are in Montana, and again, that's my original birth state, so y'all just love on me. It's a beautiful place, beautiful place. The deadline for you to get your absentee ballot in is today. Ronnie, I see Indiana. I see Indiana. Indiana. So the deadline for Montana is today by noon so that you can get your absentee ballot, and voting for Montana is tomorrow. Ronnie, you are June the 2nd. You are tomorrow as well, sir. So I'm hoping you got your stuff. The deadline to request it was May the 21st, but if you already have your ballot in, Ronnie, then the deadline to get it in is tomorrow by 12 noon. So hopefully you have your absentee ballot already. The deadline to do it is June the 2nd. To send it in. And if not, you still have the opportunity to do your general election, which is in November on the 3rd. Okay, so that's information for Ronnie. Anybody else got a state you want me to pull up for you? I'm going to RockTheVote.org. Let me know and I'll give it to you live right now. So Montana, I checked that off the list because that's where I was born at. From there, military child, we traveled to Wyoming. If I have any Wyoming folks that are listening right now, you don't vote until August, so you got some time. Get registered to vote. Make sure that you have your paperwork. All you need is a photo ID. Get yourself to the registration. You can do it online. You can actually go to this same website, rockthevote.org, and get information so that you can register to vote for all of the folks that are there in Wyoming. Wyoming, what I remember of Wyoming, y'all, if you want some beef that tastes good. Now, I'm not talking about that stuff that has been traveled. I'm talking about the beef that tastes good. The thing that I remember in particular, and y'all don't judge me, is the beef jerkies. Oh my God, the beef jerkies. And I know that's processed meat. You just get out my business now. Them beef jerkies, oh my goodness. Oh, just beautiful. So not Montana, Wyoming. That was my beef state. I remember the beef state. So I checked that off the list. Hey, Sin, I am doing, for you guys that are just logging in, I'm looking up your state live for you. You just put it in the message and I'll pull it up. I'm going through the journey of my travel in case any of you have lived or you have family or friends that are living in any of these states. Send this information to them. Help somebody out today and get them the information so that they don't miss the voting deadline, okay? So the next state that I lived in was North Carolina. We lived in Goldsboro, North Carolina. I watched yesterday. They had a protest in Goldsboro, absolutely peaceful. I was like, wow, that's pretty hot there. So, hey, good morning, Tim. In North Carolina, I have sisters in North Carolina. My dad is in North Carolina, and cousins and nieces and nephews, and one of my sons go to college in North Carolina at Gardner-Webb University. So for my Carolinians, a shout out to you this morning. Your voting date is June the 23rd, and you have until June the 16th to request your ballot, okay? Your absentee ballot. Again, guys, remember, it takes 3 to 4 days, at least that's what I was told when I called in Atlanta, to get that ballot in your hands via mail. So don't wait until the last minute to request your ballot, okay? So North Carolina, the Carolinas, Tar Heel. I was a Duke girl. I'm a Duke fan. I like Duke. I like the Duke. I like the Blue Devils. So North Carolina, June 23rd is your date. Good morning, David. And June the 16th is the deadline for you to get your absentee ballot, okay? South Carolina, that's where I went to college, Morehouse College. That's where I went to high school, Maywood, the Mighty Vikings. I have a lot of Carolinas that are going to watch this later on today. The best Southern food in the world. Oh my goodness. Now, if you want some macaroni and cheese that's not burnt, but got that little bit of brownness on the top, you can't burn the noodles. I mean, that's just not the right kind of macaroni and cheese. Good morning, Joanne. But you want them macaroni and cheese, you want them collard greens that's tender and juicy, and oh my God, the Carolinas, and dressing done right, and that creamy potato salad. Y'all, I'm gonna get hungry. Let me get off the menu. But I love the Carolinas. You live in North Carolina. Okay, Lamont, so the deadline for you, in case you didn't hear it, June the 23rd is your voting date, Lamont, and June 16th is the day to get your absentee ballot. That's the deadline to get it in. So make sure you get your stuff, Lamont. Carolina, you are aligned like Georgia. June the 9th, for all of my South Carolinians, is the date that you have your deadline to vote. That not your deadline. June the 9th is voting day. It's election day for South Carolina, June the 9th. The deadline that you have is June the 5th. My family and my friends that are in the Carolinas, my classmates, oh, my mighty Vikings, my classmates, please do not wait until June the 5th to request your absentee ballot. The reason being, again, I'm going to keep saying it, it takes about 3 to 4 days to get it in the mail. If you wait to the end, you are going to be behind voting date. Hey, good morning, Carl. I see you. So make sure that you get your stuff before June the 5th so that you can vote on June the 9th. To all of my folks in Carolina, you got it, Lamont. Awesome. Now, if you are in the state of Philadelphia, hey, Miss Claudia. Now, y'all know I have family in Philadelphia. I got family in Philly. I actually have a friend of mine. We are really good friends. And you guys know this person. If you've ever heard of Boys to Men, his name is Mark Nelson. Mark and I are really good friends, and he is from Philadelphia as well as the group Boys to Men, and he is one of the co-founders of Boys to Men, and he also was the head singer with As Yet. You remember that song, Last Night I Was... That's not appropriate for me to sing. Y'all got to Google it on your own. Good morning, Jeanette. But nonetheless, I do have family in Philly. Now, Philly went there and had some of the breast cheesesteaks. It's what y'all do. Yes. It's what you do. I got to give you credit. There is no other steak sandwich until you've had one from Philadelphia. So for my Pennsylvania folks, and again, if you're logging on, give me your state and I will give you the deadline so that you can register to vote and make sure that you get your absentee ballot. I don't want you to miss the deadline, okay? So I'm just doing a shout out as taking you through the journey of the states that I've lived in. Good morning, Michael. Hey, sis. Mwah. That's for Jeanette Longman. I love you, girl. Hey, Samantha. So for the state of Philadelphia, June the 9th, you are like South Carolina, and you're also like Georgia, where I live at. Good morning, Bilal. And your voting date is June the 9th. Now, here's the thing. No. Correction. Stand corrected. Scratch that. Y'all, bear with me. Scratch that. Philadelphia, your stuff has already passed. Pennsylvania, it's already passed. So I hope. Hey, Jasper, good morning, that you guys voted already. I hope you voted already. So now let me go to the next state, which is Nevada. Nevada. Now, I didn't live, well, I did. I visited in Nevada. My daddy was stationed there one time. He's in the Air Force, retired Air Force. And I went to Nevada, but that's my vacation state. And don't ask me what city, because that's personal. Don't be asking me all those questions. So in the state of Nevada, you guys registering to vote, not to vote, to get your absentee ballot is June the 2nd, tomorrow, 8 p.m. 8 p.m. And you also, your voting date for Nevada is tomorrow as well. If you have not requested your absentee ballot and you can go get it in person, please do it. You have until 8 p.m. today. For everybody here that is from Nevada, if you got family and friends that are from Nevada, make sure that they are doing their part. Make sure that they are going to vote. Tomorrow is their deadline. And again, if you're just logging on and you want me to shout out your state and look it up for you, I will look it up. Hey there, Be Real. I see you watching. Good morning to you. So Nevada, New York is another place that is near and dear to my heart. I got to spend Christmas there, not Christmas, but New Year's Eve there a couple of years ago. Just a beautiful place, beautiful place. So in New York, if you live in New York, I got you. That you were right there. You were right with me. You were next, Be Real. So your voting date is June the 23rd, and the deadline to get your absentee ballot in is June the 22nd. Again, now I don't want you to be like, oh, I got some time. Woot, woot. Okay, Miss Claudia, woot, woot. Texas. I hear you, Billy. Let me pull up Texas. So for those that are in New York, please make sure that you don't wait till the last minute. It takes a couple of days to get the absentee ballot to you. I want you to have it in time so that you can not only look it up, but so that you can look up the candidates. Here's the other thing, y'all. I talked about it the other day. Bilal, I got you. Houston, I'm getting ready to look up Texas for you as well, Bilal. I don't want you to just vote what you normally vote, right? I don't want you to just vote and say, okay, I'm gonna vote Democratic because I'm this color, Republican because I'm this color, or this because this is what everybody in the family, in the church, in the community. No. Let's be educated voters. So get your absentee ballot in time so that you can go in and look at who's running and research these people. The website again is RockTheVote.org. Rock the Vote, ROCK, because you know I got the little Southern Montana twang in case y'all didn't understand. I know y'all understood I'm on rock. RockTheVote.org. This is where you go on if you want to find the state, the deadlines, the information as it relates to voting. But I'm just giving you the places where I go to, okay? So I didn't forget you, Bilal. Bilal, you asked for Texas. Texting the voting for Texas, July the 14th, that's when your primary is. An absentee ballot, you have until July the 3rd to request your absentee ballot. You have until July the 3rd. Thank you so much, Lamont. You have until July the 3rd. You have until July the 3rd to get your absentee ballot if you're in the great state of Texas. Now, I will say them Texas Cowboys. Now, y'all know I'm a New Orleans fan, but I do like them Cowboys. Now, I still am a New Orleans fan. Let me be very clear on that, I love, it's something about the Cowboys. I do like the star. I think it's the star. I like the star. It's cute. It's awesome. So now let me go to New Orleans. Speaking of which, if you are in the state of Louisiana, now been down to Louisiana, there's this place called Dookie Chase. You ain't had seafood until you've been to Dookie Chase in New Orleans. But if you are in the state of Louisiana, who that, good morning 49ers, you know what, be real, guess what? My uncle, and this is honest to God truth, his name, God rest his soul, is Freddie Solomon. And my uncle Freddie was actually a wide receiver for the 49ers, had 2 Super Bowl wins back in the day. So in my heart, I always have that 49er blood running through me. So yes, I can relate to the 49ers. I can relate to the 49ers. But New Orleans, your voting date is, Louisiana rather, is July the 11th. You have July the 11th. So the deadline to get your absentee ballot is July the 7th. I see you, Ronnie, Cowboy fan. July the 7th. You have to July the 7th to request your absentee ballot so that you can vote on July the 11th. Good morning, Frederick. You're just joining us. I'm running down the information so that you guys have the deadlines to get your absentee ballot so that you can vote. If I have not called out your state or a state that you live in or your family and your friends, and you're like, you know what, it'll be easier to just shoot them this message and they can listen to it and go get their stuff, feel free to call it out, put it in the subject line real quick. I will look up your state right now on the spot for you. I'm just giving you states that I've been to, traveled to, and that I like to go and visit. The last state that I have is Florida. Y'all, Miami is my hangout spot. There is no sunshine like the sunshine in Miami. Oh my goodness, I love Miami. So in Miami, I see some whoop, 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 whoop. Hey, Monica. I see y'all. Now the state, let me act like I got some tutorial inside of me. Miami is not a state. It's in the state of Florida. I knew what I was saying. I just got excited about Miami. So the state of Florida, if you are in the state of Florida, I have some friends and family that are also in Florida as well. Your voting date is August the 18th, and your deadline to get your absentee ballot is August the 15th. Okay, so again, guys, if you are in a state or you know someone and you don't know exactly what your deadline is, when your voting date is, go to RockTheVote.org. I am not a politician. I'm not a voter volunteer. I'm not someone that has ever really pushed voting before, unfortunately, but in the climate of everything that's going on, I have a grandbaby. I know I don't look old enough to have a grandbaby. Y'all can heart, y'all can throw up thumbs. You can, that's your moment. That's when, don't miss your moment now. Don't miss your moment. You can't miss your moment. Good morning, Ronnie. Rodney. Hey, Rod, my big brother Rod is watching. You've always got to remember that there are generations that are coming up behind us, and we want to leave things off better than when we came into this world. And the way that we make those changes is we vote. I want my grandson to live in a place where some of the things that we are facing, he doesn't have to deal with. And the best way that I know how to make that work and to make that happen is to make sure, not the only thing, but one of the best things is to make sure that I use my voice, and I use my voice by voting. So guys, please vote. Have a wonderful, wonderful Monday. And again, from my Georgia states, I didn't give a shout out to Georgia. Now, let me not forget where I'm living at. I'm not from here, but let me not forget about the Peach State. Now, I'm not a Falcons fan. Nonetheless, I still love Atlanta. I really do. I love the fact that there are 4 seasons that we normally get to experience in Atlanta. I was born where they had all that snow. I've lived in the Carolinas where it's just hot, and that's really the temperature. It's just hot. I've lived from one side of the U.S. all the way over, but I must say in the state of Georgia, I do enjoy it. It is a melting pot. Y'all know I'm a diverse girl. It's a melting pot of races, of personalities, of things to do and places to go. So although I'm not a original person that was born here from the state of Georgia, I have become a Georgia peach. I must say that. So I do want to make sure that those of you that are in the state of Georgia as well, please remember that the day to vote is June the 9th. And again, I called the voting office today for DeKalb County where I live to make sure that I could get the address of where to scan my absentee ballot request. And she says it takes about 3 to 4 days. 3 to 4 days to get it in your hand. So if you don't request your ballot in time, you may miss getting it in the mail so that you can vote. Guys, the Bible says, I'm going to give you this one scripture. You know, I normally come on with my Bible, but I still got a verse in me, honey. I still got a verse. The people perish because they don't understand. The people perish because they don't have the knowledge. Let's send the knowledge. Let's share the knowledge. Get online, do what you need to do so that you can be a voter this year and be proud about it. And if you see this message later and you're like, Tab, I missed it, you didn't call out my state, inbox me. I am very approachable now. Y'all, that I do work and don't get me in trouble because y'all know I try to respond every time y'all send something, but I do got to do my work, right? So inbox me, but I promise you, if you send me your state and just put your state name in it, I will send you the information that'll have the date and the deadline so that you can get your absentee ballot. So this is my contribution to the voting election process. You guys have an awesome, amazing, wonderful, phenomenal Monday. Make sure that you smile. I know it's a lot going on that can make you frown, but frowning creates wrinkles. Ain't nobody got time to be looking old. Look, I need you to keep your jovial, youthful look and keep a smile on your face today. Smile in the midst of adversity. Smile so that you can keep your inner self going. Smile so that you can brighten up somebody else's day. Smile because there's this thing that I heard the commercials say, don't let them see you sweat. Sometimes you can't let people know that you sweat. And it don't mean that you don't have a strategy, but it means that today I'm going to still push through. I'm going to stay focused. I'm going to be strategic. I'm going to handle my business. I'm going to do what I got to do. You don't get to change the temperature of my life. I am a peaceful, happy, joyful person. I may not like what's going on around me, but at the end of the day, it doesn't get to change my character. I may have to move differently, right? I may have to move a little bit more differently, a little bit more strategically, but don't think I don't have a plan. I always got a plan. I always got a plan, and I know you do too. Guys, I love you. Share this information so that the people can get educated to vote. We want the community to know how to vote. Every vote counts. I don't want you to fall into that myth. Every vote counts. Your voice matters. Your life matters. Your vote matters. So make sure that you exercise it, use it, demonstrate it, get to the computer, print out your stuff so that you can get what you need. I love you guys. Have an amazing day. I'm going back to work. I have a conference call and I want to make sure that I'm on time because you got to be on time. You got to represent. You got to be on time. Have a great day, guys. Hugs, loves, kisses to you. Mwah. Bye.